Recently, I've become convinced that I don't need to spend tons of money to find effective self-defense ammunition for my 9mm. I currently keep my magazines filled with Federal Premium 124 grain HST hollow points. I've also been persuaded that using the same type of ammunition in target practice as I do for home defense can have some benefits. If I began shooting hollow points for target practice 2,000 to 3,000 rounds a year, that'll add up pretty quickly. So I went to my gun store and ruled out anything sold only in boxes of 20, which drastically reduced my choices. I was hoping to find Remington green and white box of 50, but they aren't stocked in hollow point. In California, ammunition is extremely hard to come by. If I wanted needles for drugs, I could find those for free all day. But I digress. With hollow points in boxes of 50 or more, there were only really two choices: the Federal HST 124 grain and Fiocchi 147 grain. So that's what I'll be comparing today. I wanted to compare these two rounds in a blind test, and here we are. I know this is not an apples to apples comparison, and it's not meant to be. I'm simply trying to see if we can replace my Federal HSTs with Fiocchi and feel comfortable with their performance. If Fiocchi passes this test, then I'll buy a few hundred rounds and try to test the reliability. I've put together a meat target made up of 3 layers of t-shirts, followed by pork chops, followed by pork ribs, followed by pumpkins I had left over from Halloween, and then the remaining 3 layers of t-shirts. I could have put more time and money into this meat target, but it meets my intent of comparing the rounds in the same medium. I mentioned I wanted this to be a blind test to try and minimize my bias, so what I've done is I've set up 2 magazines with 6 rounds each, alternating 2 types of ammo. One mag begins with Federal, the other with Fiocchi. I'll randomly pick a magazine and fire at the meat target, alternating between the top and the bottom. Then, after comparing the damage and reaching my conclusion, I'll inspect the remaining magazine, which will tell me what rounds I fired at each half of the target. By the way, if you live in a free state and you want to help support the resistance, please donate to the California Rifle and Pistol Association at the link in the description. Oh, and don't try this at home. I'm a professional Californian. Hey, I got a bullseye.
Wow, already?
So we gotta see how many bullets we can find.
That one.
It looks like let's see which one this one is. This one is, I'm guessing this is the Fiocchi. Okay. I'm not sure which one's on the top and which one's on the bottom, but I still have it. Okay, here we go. Are you getting this?
I think so.
Okay, so the top looks like we got
Got a hole.
9mm hole, and this one hit a bone. Can you see that? Yeah, it hit a bone, and that one actually, oh yeah, it did go through. Okay. Okay, and this one, this is the lower part of the target. We got
2 hits.
yeah. To me, it looks like it punched a much cleaner hole than this one over here. Yeah, can you see that? It's like a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I only see 2 holes. Oh well. We're trying to do this quick so we don't lose light. Okay, so here are our ribs. Now, it looks like this plastic here is definitely ripped a lot more than the stuff on top. I don't know how significant that is. Let's take a look at these ribs. Okay, so which one looks like it has more damage to you, Rach?
Like, what do you mean damage? Like,
So look, you have a hole here, 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 here.
well, these definitely look like more
Like, yeah, like
destroyed.
more destroyed. That's it. There's definitely more damage. Those one. This looks like. Oh yeah, there's the other hole. So we got. So I'm gonna. Ooh yeah, that definitely hit a rib.
Did it break?
Yeah, that one hit a rib. Yeah, those ribs are destroyed. Okay, so the bottom part of our target's definitely showing more damage. Now let's look at our pumpkin.
Just completely.
Here and here. I quickly want to summarize the results, but first I'll say that this test was not done as well as I would like to have done it. I rushed because of the daylight, and also I only had one meat target, which meant that it was a little bit harder keeping separate the bullet holes from each type of ammunition. Another thing was there was no ribs on the back. Because there was no ribs on the back, there was information that I didn't have, or that I couldn't obtain, that I would have liked to. I'm not going to be doing it again anytime soon. Building a meat target's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. So of the 6 rounds I fired, only 2 went through the 3 layers of t-shirt, then the pork chops, then the ribs, then the pumpkin, then 3 layers of shirts, and they were stopped. Well, and then they went through the 3/4 inch plywood, and they were stopped by the second piece of plywood. And those are these 2 right here. The one on the left is HST. The one on the right is the Fiocchi or Fiocchi. The others were stopped by the first piece of plywood. Though this one here on the right is the one that I pulled out. It was lodged in there. And the one on the left is Federal HST. And you can see this is the front side of the plywood. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not 4, this is 4 right here. And 5. And the 6th one must have missed it altogether. I'm glad I did this test. Overall, I was not happy with the performance of the Fiocchi, and I'm not going to be replacing my Federal HSTs anytime soon.